Hello, I'm State Representative Melanie Stambaugh. We are here at the state capitol at the conclusion of a snowy fifth week of legislative session. We are 1 week away from what is called policy cutoff. Policy cutoff is the first deadline in a legislative session. This means that all of the bills that are sitting in a policy committee have only 1 more week to have a public hearing and be voted on for the bill to move forward in the legislative process. There are hundreds of bills awaiting a vote out of committee to continue in this lawmaking process. 2 bills that I sponsored were heard in their policy committees this week. House Bill 1433 was heard in the Higher Education Committee. This bill decouples student activity fees from an increase in tuition. Under current law, students can only increase the fees on their college campuses at the same rate that tuition is increased. The legislature has made great strides towards reducing and freezing college tuition. This freeze and reduction actually inhibits students from assessing the needs on their campus and making investments that they feel they need. This bill simply decouples these, allowing what actually has been done by budget writers over the last 2 years to align with state statute. The second bill is House Bill 1742. This bill was heard before the Transportation Committee. This bill allows auto repair facilities to register with the Department of Licensing and purchase vehicle plates to use when they work on vehicles with expired tabs. Both of these bills are scheduled for a vote in their respective committees this upcoming week. 2 bills that I sponsored were passed out of committee this week. House Bill 1303 was passed out of the House Education Committee, and this bill deals with educational interpreters in the classroom, extending the time period for them to meet state standards and continue working with our students. The second is House Bill 1538, which passed out of the Capital Budget Committee with 1 amendment. This bill allows subcontractors to request that prime contractors bond the retainage on public projects. Education funding is a focal point of this legislative session. I want to give you an update as to where the education funding negotiations are in the process. Currently, there are 3 education proposals that have been presented. The first is in the governor's budget, his education plan. The second is the House Democrats' education plan, House Bill 1843. And the third is the Senate Republicans' education plan, Senate Bill 5607. This week, the House Appropriations Committee heard House Bill 1843 and Senate Bill 5607. The public testimony was diverse, and people from across the state, superintendents, educators, and community members provided their concern and support for different aspects of these bills. I will keep you updated as these education policies continue through the process and negotiations occur on the impact for education in our state, as well as the impact on the 25th Legislative District. This week, many people visited my office, including small business owners, restaurant owners, students from the University of Washington, Seattle, and Tacoma campuses, and people from Franklin Pierce School District, including administrators, high school students, and a mom and her son who participate in the Franklin Pierce's Early Learning Center program. It was great to see the success of little Zanai, who's been in the program for 1 year. It was particularly special because in 2015, I helped secure funding in the state capital budget to complete the construction of the Franklin Pierce Early Learning Center. It was also great to have board members from communities and schools of Puyallup in my office. They shared their support for education funding, especially integrated student supports that help leverage state dollars to make a great impact in our local schools. I invite you to contact my office with any questions or concerns that you have about legislation moving through the process. Additionally, please come down and visit the Capitol and see the work of your government. You're invited on February 18th at 10 a.m. to come to Senator Zeiger, Representative McDonald, and my first town hall of the legislative session. This will be a casual coffee and conversation with your state legislators. So bring any concerns or ideas you have to the Puyallup Library Saturday, February 18th at 10 a.m. We look forward to talking with you. It is an honor to serve the 25th District in the State House of Representatives. Thank you.